The perimeter of a rectangle is 48 feet. If the area of the rectangle is to be greater than 135 square feet, which of the following statements must be true? Okay, so I see perimeter is 48 feet, and I see that area is 135 feet, and I see it's greater than 135 feet. So I'm going to write down what I know. So I know that perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And I know that area is equal to length times width. But I also notice in the problem that it says that the area must be greater than 135 feet. Okay, so I'm also going to go back and fill in the other things I know. I know that perimeter is 48. Okay, and I also know that area 135 is less than length times width. Okay, so looking back at my problem, I see that all of my answer choices talk about length. I also see that I have two separate equations that are related to each other, and they have the same variables, but I don't have enough information to solve either one of them independently, so that tells me that this is going to be a system. Okay. So if I can take this side over here and solve it so that I can replace everywhere where I see width, I'm going to replace it with length. I can then use substitution. So I'm going to say that 48 minus 2L is equal to 2W, and I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I'm going back to this whole concept of literal equations from Algebra 1. So 24 minus L is equal to W. Okay. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it in over here. So I see that I have 135 is less than L times 24 minus L. I'm going to multiply that out. 135 is less than 24L minus L squared. Now I'm going to move everything to one side, and I have L squared minus 24L plus 135 is less than 0. Okay, I now see that I can factor. And when I factor, I know that I'm going to get L minus 9 times L minus 15 is less than 0. And my hint for you there is notice that I've got 9 and 15 show up a lot in my answer choices. So that tells me that those are probably my numbers. So I don't have to spend a ton of time factoring there because this is a multiple choice question. So now I know that L is less than 9 and L is less than 15. And remember that this is an OR situation. So if I go back up to my answer choices, let me slide back up here. If I go back up to my answer choices, I see that I see from below that the length must be between 9 and 15. So this makes the most choice. My answers that I could mark out would obviously be C, because 135, that just doesn't make sense. And the length of the rectangle must be greater than 15. Well, I know that if something is greater than 15, it's not going to multiply together to give me 135. So I see that B is my best answer choice.